Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am back with more content. I just moved from London to Austria, so it's been quite a busy time here. But we have finally settled in and looking out my window I can see some pretty spectacular views. So that's quite inspiring. Hope you're having a good time as well. Today I'm gonna show you the process I went through to make this animation. And as you can see, I'm already sketching here in the background. So I've done this initial sketch of my character, and I just got to the point where I feel happy about the design, and I'm now gonna start add some subtle animation to it. I'm gonna start with the hair. You might have seen one of my previous videos where I talk about things to consider when animating hair in 2D, and as you can see, I did the same way here. I broke it down into a few separate elements. First I focused on a singular line at the top, and then I let that line drive the rest of the hair's motion. After animating the hair, I did some coloring. The body is not animated, so I just went with one static drawing. But I thought by adding elements of animation around her, that would be enough. I'm a big fan of mixing technologies, so to create the waving cape, I did a simple cloth simulation in Cinema 4D. I created a plane with a few subdivisions, and then I distorted that into the shape of the cape using a taper displacer. I then made that object editable and added a cloth tag to it. Placing a simple cube above it, I then attached the two using a cloth belt tag. The vertices that I've selected are now staying connected and will keep the cloth from falling out of the frame. Within the cloth tag you can set a lot of different parameters. Adding wind to the x-axis gave me the result that I was after. I rendered it with sketch and tune, and dialed in the outline thickness to match the same thickness of my character line work. I imported the Photoshop file with my character to After Effects. I also brought in the image sequence of my 3D cape. This is where I can combine the two. The Photoshop file contains all the animation data, so if I do changes to it in Photoshop, it updates instantly in After Effects. When importing your file from After Effects, you get the option to either import as footage or composition. If you choose composition, you get each of the layers from Photoshop as layers in After Effects. That can be really useful if you know you've finished your work in Photoshop and are not planning on adding more layers. It also allows you to individually composite with your layers. Importing it as footage, however, is what I often tend to do because it allows me to keep working and adding things to my Photoshop file. The downside is that it's not on separate layers and it will act as a film file. It totally depends on the project you're working on which is most useful. If you import it as composition, you can still edit the layers in Photoshop, but if you add more layers, they won't be imported, so you would have to import those separately afterwards in that case. I just love the fact that After Effects and Photoshop work so seamlessly well together. The ocean was done in Cinema 4D, but I will create a separate video after this one on how you can make this in more detail, as I think it's a cool way to make 2D looking water. So subscribe and keep your notifications on for that. I added a slight movement to the character by adding a few position keyframes. Here's the final product. Let me know in the comments if you like this and what you'd like to see in future videos. That always helps. So stay tuned for more videos and I'll see you soon. Bye.